Hey guys, today I'm bringing you yet again another great repot video. Today it's all about this plant right here, the Burle Marx Philodendron. This guy is desperate to be repotted, and I'm going to explain how it is that I know that. But this video is really going to focus on repotting my Burle Marx, as well as giving you guys and sharing all of these crucial care tips that are super important for this houseplant, plus some really exciting news to share. All of that plus a ton more. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I absolutely love my Burle Marx Philodendron. Now, it does have kind of a funny name. This plant is actually being named after a Brazilian landscape architect because he used it and did a whole bunch of crazy things. So that's where it gets its name from. Obviously, it's native to Brazil. Now, I absolutely love this plant and did a really great video on how to get your Burle Marx to flourish, and I'm gonna throw up the link right over here. Now, unfortunately, mine hasn't really grown that much since that video, and that is in large part because it needs to be repotted. These plants grow out of a root ball, and when the root ball doesn't have any more space in the container, it starts to kind of grow up and out, and that's when you know it is a good time to repot. There are another couple of things and reasons why you would want to repot a philodendron probably once a year, and this plant is no exception, so I am going to touch on that and a whole bunch of other stuff when it comes to repotting. And like I said at the beginning, this is also a Burle Marx care video, so I'll be sure to throw in all of those crucial care tips in this video as well. And if you saw my Clivia repot video, I actually went back to the same shop and was able to find another matching pot to that one, which I'm really happy about. So this new pot is going to be the home for my Burle Marx, and yeah, let's get to it. Guys, I'm really excited to announce that my merch store is now live. It's brand new. There are many unique and custom designed products that you aren't going to find anywhere else. Please check out my merch store. I'm gonna throw up a link right here. Now, if you're watching this video, I am going to be offering the first 30 folks who make a purchase a huge discount of 30%. So please use the code Burle Marx. And again, not to be crazy or confusing, that's the first 30 people to use this discount code will receive 30% off their entire order of my new merch store. Guys, custom designed products. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous. You have to check it out. It's amazing. All right, guys, so before sharing all of those really important crucial care tips for the Burle Marx, I'm going to be loosening this bad boy out of its current container. I'm gonna give you guys a look at the root system, see how healthy it is, what that all looks like. Then I'm gonna be jumping to the soil mix and really breaking down all of the ratios of what it is that I'm going to be using, what it is that works best for this particular houseplant. And then I'm going to get to all of those crucial care tips while I am transferring it to its new home. Now, it shouldn't be too difficult to get this guy out of here because it is in this sort of wicker or woven sort of basket thing, so I can squeeze it and move it. I'm going to do that over this, get rid of any of that excess soil, and give you guys a look at the roots. So this plant was way more root bound than I initially had kind of thought it might be. This was actually really tricky to get out. I needed Jeff's help to pull this plant out because the roots were clinging to the inside of that container. And guys, they're super fuzzy, super healthy. There's a ton of roots all around the edge of the plant and on the base. Like I said, the root ball on this guy is insane, and it was growing up, and it's time to repot. So good thing I am doing this it's definitely overdue. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler, and if you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, you can subscribe to my channel. To really show me some love, click on the bell for alerts and notifications for future content. So choosing a container is really important. Like I said, I have another container just like this. Really happy to have a pair. This is a beautifully glazed terracotta pot. Now, really important aspect of this and feature is the drainage on the bottom. It has this great sort of saucer plate at the bottom to catch any excess water. The Burle Marx appreciates some good drainage, so this should work really well. Now, the diameter of this container is only about an inch or two bigger than the original container, which is kind of important. You don't want something that the plant's going to be basically floating in, because then the soil can retain more moisture and create problems for the roots. As you saw, the roots on the plant look really great, so we don't want to mess that up. So the first thing I'm going to do now, because the container that I'm using is quite a bit deeper than the container that it's coming from, I'm going to be putting and using a whole bunch of leca balls or terracotta balls at the base of this new container, probably about 2 or 3 inches worth, just to really help with drainage. Like you saw, there's only about 1 or 2 drainage holes in the bottom of this container, and we don't want the roots sitting in water. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these now. This is the soil mix that I'm going to be using for my Burle Marx. Now, I've included 5 parts of bark, sort of fine or medium coarse bark, to about 5 parts of peat moss. Then I went ahead and added about 3 parts each of perlite to some coco coir as well. Now, when I originally made some soil mix for my Burle Marx, I did include some horticultural charcoal in there as well. Now, I don't actually have any of that with me now, so I'm not including that in there, but if you did want to go ahead and do that, I would probably add 2 or 3 parts of that as well. Now, it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise with the ingredients that I've chosen for the soil for the Burle Marx, that it requires good drainage and good aeration, and using all of those, the bark, and also another really interesting thing about these is that they do like a slightly acidic soil, and the peat moss actually helps with that as well. So, good to know. All right, guys, so I'm really happy to have the Burle Marx in its new home. The roots are gonna have a lot more space to grow. This means that it should get quite a lot larger than it currently is now that there is more space. And let's jump into all of those crucial care tips, like lighting and watering when you're considering where to keep this plant. Now, I keep my Burle Marx inset from a south-facing window. This is because they do appreciate a moderate amount of light. This guy actually does get some dapple light from that south-facing window, which means parts of some very little direct sunlight and parts, mostly shade, that is, but a lot of really great bright indirect light. In terms of watering your Burle Marx, you're going to want to water it as soon as the topsoil is dry to the touch, and then you're going to want to give it a really good healthy watering. And obviously you're going to want to do this a little bit more in the growing season, and then obviously that means a little bit less during the winter months. Fertilization is very critical for philodendron, just in general, but also for your Burle Marx, considering that it is a philodendron. Now, I use a liquid diluted fertilizer that's a little bit higher in nitrogen, and that works really well for this plant, and it has done really well. As you can see, the roots were very happy, so I hope to continue that and get this bad boy to continue to grow and flourish. All right, guys, so once I move this guy into his new home, put him back actually where I took him from, but just in this new container, I'm going to go ahead and give it a really good healthy watering, because the soil was a little bit on the drier side. But that's it for me and this video. Miss you guys already. Oh yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, or hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, check out the merch store. Miss you guys already. Until the next one.